The new hits, 95.7. Hey, JR here, and the Hits Hangout, very special guest. He's sold out tomorrow night at Summit. I'm honored to be joined by Benson Boone. What's up, bro?
How we doing? It's a good day.
It is a good day. Beautiful day here in Denver, too.
It is, and there's a big parade going on downtown.
Yeah, the Nuggets won the championship.
They did. They did.
Dude. First ever in franchise history, so the city's pretty hyped about it.
Yeah, I got that vibe. Me and my buddy Jacob were just walking downtown, like just trying to find a bite to eat.
Yeah.
And everybody's just so happy.
Yeah,
I love it.
It was wild down there this morning, dude. I want to talk about your single. I want to talk about your EP. I want to talk about the big show tomorrow night at Summit. But first, I want to ask you about your start in the music industry.
Yeah.
This was based off of Dare. Is that right to say?
This was sort of, yeah.
Can you kind of explain to us? Because from what I've learned, I did my research on you, that you were dared to do like a battle of the bands.
So I grew up with four sisters who all took piano lessons. So we had a piano at home. And that was like the only musical thing I ever did. I was always an outdoors guy. I never really was like into singing or even thought it was a possibility. But some people knew I played the piano. And my buddy in high school, like my best friend, he played the guitar and he sung a little bit. And he was like, "Yo, we should do Battle of the Bands for our senior year. Like it kind of kicks off the school year. It's at the end of the summer.
Yeah.
And everybody's families come, and it's like, you know, cotton candy and popcorn out in the back of the high school on the field. And it's a great little event, but like, you know, I was just going to play the piano for it. I agreed, and I was like, cool, great. We got a little gig going. And we practiced a couple times. It was like me on the piano, him playing the guitar, and then we had this girl singing. And she quit the day before.
No.
She was like, yo, I'm not going to do this.
Stage fright or what?
I don't even know. Like, we don't really know. And I was like, man, that's really perfect timing. Like, thank you for doing this the day before. And so we were either just going to, like, quit or, you know, one of us was going to sing.
Yeah.
And it would make sense for Eric to sing. Eric was my friend. He's a good singer. He has a good voice. So I was like, yeah, perfect. This is great. It's totally fine. Eric, you just sing.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, yeah, this is great. Perfect fine. Yeah, you're going to sing.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, no, you've known me my whole life. You know I don't sing.
I play piano. That's what I'm here for,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And so, yeah, we went back and forth for a while, and then finally I was like, dude, fine. If you don't want to sing, I'll try it. And I tried it, and it was like definitely better than I expected, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like really great.
Well, singing is so difficult.
It is, and
That's
when
why I talk for a living.
when you don't like really go for it,
Right.
there's no way to really find out if it's there. And so I kind of like, you know, 70% went for it, and I was kind of embarrassed to like try hard.
I mean, you got the whole school there just staring back at you, right?
Yeah, and so we get to the performance the next day, and it's like the real deal. And I was kind of nervous, and we get to the Battle of the Bands at the end of the night, and everybody's watching. Of course, we're dead last, like right after the best band at the high school.
You got to
performed.
follow that.
Yeah, and we're like, oh man, this is just so unfortunate. And so we get up, and my mom doesn't even know I'm singing. She's like front row, and she thinks
Total
I'm just
surprise.
playing the piano. And I get up to sing, and I'm like, well, here we go. Introduce the band, and I just went for it, like full on, gave it my all, just hoping that in like some magical world it would go well.
Right.
And I got like halfway into the verse, and I literally stopped because I was like actually singing.
Yeah.
And I didn't even know what to do, and I look over at Eric, and he's like,
yeah, he's like, dude, go, keep going.
what's going on, dude? And so I was like, sorry guys, I'm gonna like restart. And I started over, and we just went through all four songs, and I just like crushed it.
Went for it.
And really went for it. And like from that day on, you know, obviously I started singing more, but like we ended up winning, and it was a crazy day.
Let's
My
go,
mom
dude.
was like bawling in the front
Aw.
row. And it was a really crazy start to music. It kind of seemed like a movie.
Yeah.
And, you know, after that, I started practicing more and singing more, and it took me a while to like post anything about it, but
Right.
that's how it started.
So what are you, like 20, 21 or so?
I'm about to be 21.
Right. So this wasn't that long ago for you.
No, it was like 3 years ago.
Man. So this whole rising pop star, you didn't really like see this coming.
No, this is definitely not where I expected to go. I went to college for a year, and I was studying architecture and interior design. So it was
Okay.
like that, not this that I was planning on doing.
So like architecture, was that like family business, or was that like your own interest?
Just my own interest.
Yeah.
I do art, and so
Okay.
I wanted to use like my maybe more artistic eye for things and like build custom houses.
Yeah.
But obviously, I'd way rather be doing this than building custom houses. So
Right,
I'm happy
dude.
with where I'm at.
Yeah, right. That 9 to 5, that grind, man. That's like real man's work. And now we have this rising single, In the Stars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me a little bit about this song, because it kind of comes from an emotional place for you.
Yeah. I wrote this song about my grandmother who passed away a few years ago.
I'm sorry about that.
And it's okay. I'm at a good place with it now, but I do think part of being human is losing things and people that you love. And as hard as that is, like something we take for granted sometimes are memories.
Yeah.
And when somebody passes away, I feel like you always have that like that period of shock, and you can't really accept what happened, but then when it does kick in, it's like the worst. It is the worst feeling. And I think something has to be done, like whether you write a note to that person and then like burn it or hide it somewhere or put it somewhere or whatever it is that you want to do, whatever. Like everybody has their own thing, but for me, this song was like what helped me with that, and writing about that and opening up about how I felt and trying to remember the best parts of her life. So this is a very special song to me in that case, or in that sense. But I think my favorite part about it is that obviously nobody thinks about my grandma when they hear In the Stars. Like they think of someone in their life that they've lost, or something in their life that they've lost. And that's why, this song is so emotional, is because everybody takes away their own story from it. And so it's just a beautiful way to unlock that emotion in you and help you remember those times with that person.
Yeah, and I remember playing the record for Hit or Miss, and I'm sitting there, and just a couple of years ago, my Nana passed away, and I remember being able to fly home to see her right before and surprise her, like a couple of weeks before she passed away, dude. And that song, excuse me, it hit me super hard.
Yeah, dude, it really does. And it's like, man, even just thinking about it makes me emotional. And it is like such a special moment too at these shows with the crowd, to be able to talk about that and see the emotion on these people's face when they hear the song live and can like really connect, and I can just tell what that song means to them. And it is so special to me to be able to see that firsthand.
It's got to be special being up on that stage like you're going to be tomorrow night, Summit, sold out, and this crowd singing back In the Stars, top of their lungs to you, man. What is that like? That's crazy.
Dude, it really is the craziest thing to hear people singing back, lyrics to me. And I have these in-ears when I sing that like I can't really hear much outside of my voice when I'm performing.
Is there like a certain like timer in there that keeps you like in?
Yeah, there's like a click. There's a click in there.
Okay.
Yeah. But like these crowds have been so loud that it's like those don't even do anything.
Just
now.
overpowering.
They're so just singing every word. It is crazy.
Yeah. So what kind of concert can we expect from you tomorrow night at the Summit?
Whew, it'll be a roller coaster of emotions, but man, I do think like this is a craft I have been developing for a while now, and I'm very proud of these shows. So I think for anyone that goes and gets to see, I think tomorrow will be a beautiful night, just full of emotion.
Right. Now, is this your first time in Denver?
This is my second time in Denver, and the first time I was in Denver was for a layover.
Yeah.
So this is technically my first time in Denver.
I love that. So first time performing in the Mile High tomorrow night. And speaking of first times, you just released an EP.
Yeah.
Pulse.
Tell
me about the name of it. Where does Pulse come from?
Yeah, it is. Okay, this is like a really metaphorical answer to that, but Pulse, in my opinion, is like the most basic sign of life. Like when you can feel that something has a pulse, it's alive. It's breathing. There's blood pumping through its veins. Like that's what a pulse is. And for me, it's taken me like I guess I haven't been writing music for very long. Maybe like a little over a year and a half.
Yeah.
But, you know, I have been developing that side of things very quickly. And I have finally found, like, music that I love writing and like, a vibe of music that I want to continue writing. And it's what's in Pulse. And so for me, like, this is the beginning. This is, like, where it starts. This is my Pulse. This is, like, how you know, like, from now on, like, my music is alive. And this is how you're going to tell. And this is, like, the start of, you know, kind of, I think, what you'll be hearing from me in the future.
I love that, dude. The start of something big.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What do you think? What would you say is kind of the most meaningful track on the EP to you?
Ooh. The most meaningful is definitely Little Runaway.
Okay. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This one's about one of your sisters.
Yeah, it's about my oldest sister, Kaylee.
Okay. What's kind of the backstory with that one, if you don't mind?
Of course. So Kaylee struggles a lot with her mental health.
Okay.
And it is hard to watch sometimes, and especially for me, because, like, I feel like generally, like, I'm a pretty energetic and happy guy.
You seem like it, yeah.
So it is sometimes, like, hard for me to, like, actually understand what it is like to feel that way. And I know that I'll never fully understand it. And so all I can really do for Kaylee is be there for her. And I know that that's, you know, something that a lot of other people go through, because, you know, struggling with your mental health is not uncommon. Like a lot of people struggle.
Especially nowadays, it's super out there.
Yeah, and, like, no one person is going to know exactly what another person is going through, but you can always be there for them. And so that's kind of the sentiment behind Little Runaway, is, like, I'm here for you, and I know, like, I may not know exactly what you're going through and know exactly what to say, but you can just come be with me.
Yeah.
And, like, I will take care of you. That's kind of the meaning behind Little Runaway.
That's beautiful. Well, we're going to hear In the Stars, Little Runaway, the rest of the EP tomorrow night at Summit. Sold out show, bro.
Yeah.
Any final words for the Mile High?
Man, I'm just grateful to be here, and I genuinely owe all of this to my fans, because I know, like, without them, I would be nowhere. So this is just a blessing to me to be able to come here. I'm very excited for tomorrow night.
Well, they're going to be out in full force at Summit. Also, you can listen to Pulse on the iHeartRadio app. And, dude, continued success. Thanks a ton for your time. This has been great.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's great to meet you.
Of course, bro.
And that's a wrap, bro.
That's it. Dude, great. I love that.
Dude,
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you guys for having me.